Elbows up, elbows up. 2. One more. Nice rest.
Before 9 a.m. I used to do.
Okay, 100 kilos.
Obviously there's a limit, but the lighter I am, I train better and perform better. Why? I feel more mobile, I feel like I got more energy. There's a point in time when you're training, when you're trying to gain weight, when you just like, you feel so big that it's hard to move around. Cardiovascular shit, so you gas out easier. And there's aches and pains because your body's carrying around extra weight. So when you're not carrying the extra weight, it's like, well, I can train better now because like everything feels a little bit better. Welcome back to the Undefeated YouTube. We are back at Into Performance with Johnny. And we are training posterior today. So Friday, it's actually Good Friday. So happy Easter to everyone who celebrates Easter. Don't binge on the chocolates too much, especially if you're on Team Undefeated. No chocolates, Johnny, all right? Stay off the chockies. But we've got a good session today. Posterior. Start off with the adductor like I do on every sort of leg day. So before I do my quads or hamstrings, I'll start off with the adductor. And one of the main reasons why is because I find that when I work my adductors get really tight. So if you have a tight muscle, whether it be hip flexors or whatever the muscle is that's tight, you can stretch them and lengthen them as well, yes. But something I saw from a lot of the pros, John Meadows and a few others like Andrew Locke in the past, is that also a way to deal with tight muscles before you train them is to shorten them or over shorten them as well. So I go fairly heavy on the adductor to actually shorten the adductor muscles, and then the counteract that is when they get really short, they feel more lengthened. Try it for yourself. You have tight hip flexors, try and shorten them a lot pre-training, and then they should feel actually more lengthened during training as well. That's how I do with my adductors. I train them before the movements. I get lots of blood in there as well, and they feel more lengthened after I shorten them. So that's my reason for training adductors. I also do it two ways. If you sit down in an adductor machine like this, what happens is people are very rigid. They often have their foot up here. Oh, fuck. If I can even do it. Foot up here. And now, like this. Really, now, my adductors are short and my hip flexors are really short here. So this, from what I think, is a really limiting range of motion. So what I do is I like to lengthen my legs as much as possible. So I've got as straight knee as possible. Now, I will train it in this range. I'll do about 10 reps. Then, if I have a machine where the seat actually reclines down, I'll put it on a recline and straighten my waist to lengthen my hip flexor and do another 10 reps. If it doesn't decline, I'll just stand up in the machine and lift my glutes off so it's still a straighter line and do 10 more with a straight body. And that's lengthening my adductors while they're shortened, or train them more in a lengthened range. So shorter range, lengthened range. So I'd like to do 10 and 10. Try it out for yourself. Try the shorter range, try and lengthen range. And it still feels good for you. I like to do a bit of both during my warm-up sets. Sal goes, oh, can I have a turn? And not that, because Sal's a little bit low on confidence, he did it, same thing, but did it like a bit faster because he's older, more advanced, whatever. And everyone's like, oh, wow, Sal, that was awesome. And everyone was like, that's so good, Sal, high five, high five. And everyone goes, hey, no one said, oh, well done, Izzy, when I did mine. Like, he's actually cracking the shits because we gave too much praise to Sal. Yeah, no one said, oh, well done, Izzy. The way he mimicked, well, they both train the same class. they're both on the same belt, but like Sal's taking him more.
Yeah.
He's older. Yeah. His attention in this session's greater, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But did I tell you the other day when he said he's cool? Did I tell you? Yeah. It's like, it's really made me happy to see his increasing confidence
100%.
from that, you know what I mean?
Can't ask for much more.
Because we were talking the other day about how I was feeling down, you know what I mean? I'm with friends at school now. All of a sudden, at jiu-jitsu, like the yellow belts are like high-fiving him, saying, oh, well done, man, like good wrestle, good roll. The yellow belts who were like, when he would roll with them, they would like help him and guide him and like whatever else. Now they're like going full at him because he's like getting better as well.
Feeling like he's,
Yes, he's climbing. So it's like that instilling confidence now is coming through. So yeah, it makes me super happy. All right, fam, so moving on to calf. So when we train posterior, I really feel like posterior should be the whole of the backside. So obviously warm the adductors, nice and warm. Adductors are also sitting from the back, in our back pose. Now we go to the calf, work the calf, and work our way up hamstrings, glutes, and finish with the back. Now with the calf raise, this is the incline calf press. You guys know it's one of my favorite machines. In terms of people often ask, should you have your calves, your heels facing inwards, outwards, or straight? And should you change it up? I think that genetically speaking, most people have like a preferred side where their calf is the biggest. So you look at my calf from the back, it'll pop out here, but then there's less calf over this side. So I want to work the outside or the sweep of my calf more than inside. And so for that reason, I always have my heels slightly out. That's going to work the outside of the calf more. And, you know, a straight leg calf raise will also work the outside of the calf more. So if you want to focus on the inner calf, you can turn your heels in slightly or do a seated calf raise. So with a bent knee calf raise. Anyway, as always, just to remind you guys, it's important for tempo is really important and depth is really important on this machine. So you see a lot of people who come down and they'll just stop here, like basically with a foot straight and pop up. And that's their calf raise. We want to come all the way down here, full stretch, hold for a second, then contract up. Slow down, hold the stretch, contract up. The temptation is that as it gets hard, or as you get fatigued, to speed it up and to like start to bounce through, but resist that, make it hard, and get everything out of the movement to the very last rep. Now, when I feel like I can't get a proper rep again, I will add on 4 to 5 bounces, if you like, just to finish off the calf. It makes it so hard to get in there and then spend money on doing shit.
I'm on my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. I get my shot and I promise it's wet. Waiting too long, but I told him I'm next. I need my bag, just run me the check. Cable was mine, I ain't taking less. I told them all I'm as real as it gets. Shit be a shit, dog, I'm cutting the net. I thought I told them I came for my spot. They told me time is like money, that's why I done made it. I sweat it, I'm spending a lot. They never seen the hours I put in to get here. They only just see what I got. I spent my time in the lab all this winter. I sweated the summer is gonna be hot.
So moving on, guys. Calves done. Now we'll go toward isolation hamstring. Again, one of the main reasons why I like to do an isolation hamstring first is because it just, I think of it as putting a lot of blood back into the hamstring area and, for lack of a better term, turns the hamstrings on and really gives them some own love before we move into some larger compound movements which will involve more muscles around the hamstring as well. So it's either a seated hamstring curl or a bent hip, single, kneeling or standing. Why the bent hip, not standing or straight? I think that when you have a straight back or a straight hips with a hamstring curl, it's inevitable that you're going to use some lower back. And I don't want to involve any lower back at all in this movement. I just want to isolate the hamstrings, because when we go on to the next movement, which is the an RDL variation, that RDL is going to obviously involve some lower back as it activates the whole posterior chain. So I feel like if I get too much of a lower back pump here and been involved, like a line hamstring curl or a straight body hamstring curl, that pump will carry over into the RDLs and make it harder to do that movement. So for that reason, I keep the hips bent as close to 90 degrees as possible and really isolate that hamstring.
I gotta talk on this shit. I swear I told him I'm here. I feel like I'm in the league. I just keep making these hits. Took a little break, but I swear that I'm back. Going ask anybody, put a city on the map. They was trying to call when they sent a contract, but I never reply unless they send it for the max. Everything I said, man, they know it's all facts. Told them if they want to burst, and they go and get text. Told them last year that I'm coming for it all. Go and check the numbers, dog, I'm putting up fast. Yeah. I'm on my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. I get my shot and I promise it's wet. Waited too long, but I told him I'm next. I need my bag, just run me the check. Cable was mine, I ain't taking less. I told them all I'm as real as it gets. This shit be a shit, dog, I'm cutting the net.
Alright guys, so moving on to exercise 3. Second for hamstrings, and this is the RDL variation. So at the moment we're using a belt squat. This is a Watson belt squat. It pulls through the floor, so I like the fact that I can stand right over it and I have that line of pull as close to my body as possible, rather than when I lift the barbell, even though I'm holding it close, as soon as that weight starts to come out here, I just feel like my lower back just starts really leveraging. I feel my lower back more than anything else. So if that happens, it's not about just saying no, I can't do RDLs. It's about trying to find a way to do RDLs and still load the posterior, hamstrings, glutes, erectors, lower back, still loading those areas, but doing it safely. So this at the moment feels the best. Again, I'm standing right over the line of pull.
Yeah. Look in my eyes, you seeing victory. We ain't taking L's, death to our enemies. You see the drip on me, you cannot get with me. You cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me straight to the top. When we drop, you better join us. Boy, we hot. Money in the bank, yo, we ain't playing. You should've listened when we said we staying. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't got no fear. Sit back and take notes. Cause homie, we get hit. Let's get ready for the rumble. Oh, y'all welcome to the jungle. Hold up, y'all really tryna come at me? Bring it on. Enemies all around. Ready for war now. Standing on this ground. And we will not give up the crown. Fighting till the end. We stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on. Cause this is our battle song.
One!
I'm taking your head when I enter the ring. No matter what opposition that you bring, I will be standing cause I am the king. I am the lion, this is my jungle. Like a gorilla, ready to rumble. All out till we take the crown. We ain't giving up, we ain't backing down. We the new money, about to rise up. Time to move over cause your time's up. Way too hungry, never be denied. Pain in my eyes, aiming for the skies. Better sit down, better be humble. Hope you ready into the jungle. All around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fighting till the end. We day until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle. Into the jungle. Bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all on my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't got no fear.
Alright guys, so done with hamstrings. We finished off with some line hamstring curls. So again, after the RDLs, we've already done some lower back in that movement. So, and obviously we're more fatigued, so then go to the line hamstring curl. First of all, being fatigued, we'll need to use less weight, which means it's gonna be more isolated for hamstrings, and the lower back sort of got some blood in there as well, so we just finish it off. Now, moving on to start with a pullover. So, I think it's always a good idea to start a back day or a back session with a pullover, because you're working in the back or working the lats with no arm involvement, no bicep involvement. So if you're rowing from the first movement, you're going to involve some bicep in that breaking of the arm. But here, we're going to work the back, fill the lats up full of blood with no bicep involvement. Then we'll move on to some rows once the back's full of blood. This is the prime machine. At Inter Performance, it's obviously known for its prime equipment and being the prime fitness distributor in Australasia. This pullover is a really nice unit. It has elbow pads. I don't use the elbow pads. It's also got this lever which helps you get into position. If this pad was back here, it's really hard for a big guy like myself to reach back into position, but by able to lower the position, I can sort of reach up easier. With the cam on this one, I want a nice even strength curve throughout the whole movement. I don't want it harder at the top or at the bottom, so I leave the cam, the smart cam, on number 1, which means it's even through the whole movement. If you wanted to overload the top or bottom, you could play around with the cam on the prime to make it harder at the bottom or harder at the top. But for me, I'm leaving it even the whole way through. I let the elbow stretch up until about eye position. So now my elbow is in line with my eyes. Not too far back, that's stretching the lats there. Any further, I start to really stretch the shoulder. So stretch there and then contract with the lats.
I hope you ready into the jungle. Into the jungle. Bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all on my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. You know, sometimes this life can get rough. You get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going.
All right, so now moving on to a row now. Just pronate your hands, Johnny. There you go. Good. So lats feel full. Obviously coming from the RDL, at the top of the RDL, we're using a bit of lats, a bit of sort of, erectors to straighten, to finish off the RDL movement. So they already had some blood in them, but that pullover machine really just filled them up. Now moving to this pronated prime row. Again, we can load this machine from 3 different positions, but I really just want a nice even flow strength curve through the whole range of motion. So I'm going to overload the middle peg only. We'll do 2 sets of 15 reps here, slightly pronated, trying to just hit that, not rear delts and not too much rear delts, but like that upper back just general, if that makes sense. So 2 sets, 15.
Yeah, I traveled around 1,000 miles, feeling so tired, but you know I can't stop now. Came way too far, won't throw in the towel. It ain't looking real good, but I won't give up. Pac said that I gotta keep my head up, so I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear. You can kick me round, but I won't stay down. I run this town, ain't backing down. We going them rounds. Yeah, the winds will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. In the fire now, but I won't be burned. I was waiting for this, and now it's my turn. Sweat on my face, blood in my eyes. Been underground, now I aim for the sky. Don't quit now, you can last longer. All these wounds only making you stronger. Don't give up now, yeah, you gotta climb. But we give it to all until the end, until the end of time. We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. We ain't going nowhere.
4, 5. Don't think about the weights, think about the lats. Good. Think about the back. Good. Mid traps. Good. Trapezius. Nice. Rhomboids. Good. Teres major. Come on. Rear delts. Finish it off now. 3. Good. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Nice. This top stinks. Time for the bin.
Hey?
This top stinks. Time for the bin. My t-shirts have a limited time frame. It's like I don't smell when I sweat, like I know. Like some people fucking stink when they sweat. And if you're out there, you should use deodorant more. But I personally don't smell when I sweat, I know that. But like my t-shirts, after a while, because I sweat so much, like they reach a certain point where when they get a bit of sweat on them,
Yeah.
I can smell them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yep, time to in the bin.
How long do they last?
Normally I get 3-4 months out of them. Time for Undefeated to release some more stuff so I can stock up myself.
Got some new stuff coming?
Yeah, Season A. Season A should leave. Season A merch for IFBB should leave on Monday or Tuesday. So get here Thursday or Friday and we leave Friday for Sydney. So
Beautiful.
like pushing it, but yeah.
Awesome.
But no, it's exciting. It's gonna be,
When's the first one for Sydney?
yeah, it's not this weekend, not tomorrow, next Saturday.
Are you flying?
Sunday. Now we'll drive up for that one.
Been through a whole lot, but we overcome. Enemies in our face, but we ain't gon' run. Never drift off course, always stay on mission. Won't slow us down, cause we way too driven. Yeah, we put in these 10,000 hours. You won't stop us, cause we got the power. Whole world is watching, and I hope they ready. From here on out, we are legendary. You can kick me round, but I won't stay down. I run this town, ain't backing down. We going them rounds. Yeah, the winds will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never gonna stop, this is all I know. My eyes on the prize, until I die I'm gonna rise, looking up to the skies. Yeah, we here now, we were chosen. All the pain brought us to this moment. Watch everything we worked on fall in line. We gon' give it all until the end of time.
Get the stretch. Go, get the stretch. Go, good. Good, the elbows coming back. Good. Elbows draw back, do a stretch. There you go, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Good.
We ain't going nowhere, we'll be standing right here.
It's peak week for New South Wales. So I sent like Casey a test carb up today.
Yeah.
And it's almost 1 p.m. and she's like, oh, just getting first meal in now. I'm like, I want photos after 60 minutes after every meal.
Yeah.
Because she's got 500 grams of carbs to have.
Yeah.
So I want to set, and each meal is like about 100 grams of carbs with some protein.
Yeah.
And I want to see like after every meal, so how much food, how many grams of carbs until she starts to spill in the stomach.
Yeah. And that's when
Because that tells us before the show how much food she can have.
Yeah.
So maximum we have this much, then we should be flat on stage. Anyway, it's like 1 p.m. So I was like, how are you going to have 5 meals now before?
Yeah. And
You know,
actually space.
yeah, and space them out properly. And it's just like, oh, it's just look, it's just a test. So this is why we test so that we don't come up with these problems in peak week,
Yeah.
day before the comp.
Yeah.
But tip for anyone competitor out there, in peak week, when you have got some food to eat. Obviously when you're dieting, you want to space things out because you might get hungry at night time, I understand. When you're carbing up, food and water in early because you want to go to bed as flat as possible so everything digests and that morning you wake up flat. Food and water in early.
We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Until the end of time.
Yeah. All at the top.
Fuck, beautiful.
In the 80s.
Yeah, 1983.
Show the show that one. I'll show the audience. 1983.
Yeah.
Illustrations in the chest.
Hold it a bit up. How old were you there? 32.
32.
That's your age.
That's it, brother.
Beautiful. You lose all.
Amazing.
The 50s, you start losing all the amazing.
Great development. Great arms you had, huh? Yeah, amazing development.
And now, I don't know what happened.
I think age catches up to all of us in the end. Well, we will. Alright guys, so wrapping up here, finished off with that unilateral lat pull down on the old Nautilus machine. Posterior done. So start off with some adductors obviously as my go-to warm-up, with some calves, a standing single leg hamstring curl on the Watson, moved over to the Watson belt squat for some RDLs, and then we moved on to the line leg curl, plate loaded. That was a power lift machine, and that was it for hamstrings. Started off back with a prime machine pullover. We then went to a prime seated row, and then we finished off with that Nautilus single lat pull down. So great session. Hams are pumped, sore, already cramping, calves are pumped, and now the back feels pumped as well. So I mean, pumps aren't always aren't the only determining factor in how good a workout was or wasn't, but they do tell you a lot about your session. If you're getting big pumps, the chances are you're growing. So that's it from us from here. We'll head off now with some online work. Fridays are a busy check-in day, especially with comps coming up, people entering peak weeks. So get their plans sorted, get everyone else checked in, and make the plans. Next week we'll head off to New South Wales for the first comp, and we'll be up there with our stand for undefeated, with Casey competing. Then next weekend back in Victoria. I've got Charlotte down in Victoria, and Ramanjit as well. And then Queensland, Perth, Adelaide, then back to Melbourne for the Amateur Grand Prix, the Pro Qualifier. So a busy month coming up for us. But we love it, so we don't mind traveling, seeing everyone, meeting the fans. Obviously we'll have the merch, so keep a lookout for all the Season A official IFBB Pro League / undefeated merch. Season A merch is probably the best release I've ever done, so I'm really, really happy. I'm stoked with the fits, the prints, the designs, looking super fit. Thank you all for checking in, for watching, for supporting. We appreciate your love and support always. If you have any comments about the workout, about what you'd like to see more of, please, as always, leave them down in the comments below. If you are competing or if you are attending the IFBB events, and do attend if you're a fan, because there's nothing like seeing a show up close in person. And do pre-register your tickets, because shows do sell out these days, so you won't be able to get tickets at the door. But there's nothing like seeing bodybuilding up close and personal. These shows aren't just, a bunch of weird guys and girls on stage. They're real events. There's sponsor booths, there's exhibitors, there's a community, and there's a real buzz around these events. So get to your local one, travel, support your friends, family, and if you see us there, make sure you come up and say hello, get a picture. Always happy to stop and take some time out for you guys. That's it from us. Shout out to Into Performance again for sharing the space, the members of the community here in Good Friday. If you haven't been and checked out the facility in Neville Park, Victoria, do so. I say it time and time again, there's millions of dollars worth of some of the best equipment in the world here on the floor, so you'll struggle to find a better equipped gym in Australia. Check it out, that's Into Performance. We'll tag them in the comments as well. Shout out to Bayley behind the lens, thank you for creating the magic. Showing some love at White Films, and of course to Johnny and to T, who was in the background. If you saw her, mashallah, she's fasting at the moment, so we're near the end of Ramadan, and she's fasted every day. And so if anyone knows, the days are long at the moment, so without food and water from 5 a.m. till 8 p.m, it takes its toll. So mashallah, and Allah Akbar this into her. That's it, guys. Until next time, stay undefeated. Remember, we never lose, we win or we learn.